Hey everyone, good evening. It's Melanie here with Stamp with Melanie. I haven't done this in a while, so let's make sure I have everything set up right. All right, looks like I'm on the page. Okay. All right, so thanks again for joining. And it's a pretty gloomy, dismal Friday evening here in southwestern Pennsylvania. We've had a ton of rain the past couple weeks, so we're hoping to start drying out later today. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have experienced a lot of the same. We are going to make a set of 4 cards this evening, and these will be available to you as a kit, free, when you place a $40 order with me between now and Monday evening. You can click the Shop Now button on my Facebook page right under the heading, and that will take you directly to my online store. The stamp set we're going to use is Comforting Thoughts. This is one of the online exclusive items, and it's an all-around get well type, thinking of you type of stamp set. One of those that we hate to send these cards, and we hate when those that we know need a card like this. So I have 4 pretty quick and easy, cute cards for you. And we'll take a look at those. And then at the very end, if anybody's still hanging around, I'm going to show you a quick sneak peek of the new in colors using my Stampin' Blends. So I hope you all stick around for that. All right, for our first card, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is the card, and I'll show you how it goes together. Now, when you place your order and get your kit from me, you will get all of the elements to assemble the card with the exception of the stamping. If you don't have Comforting Thoughts, you can use another stamp set from your stash, or you can order it when you place your order. All right, so first we're going to take a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock, fold that in half, and then we have a layer of basic white cardstock, and then we have an embossed panel, and I've embossed this with the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. This embossing folder is really, really cool. It makes nice, deep impressions with a lot of shadow and a lot of detail in the flowers. And I'm going to, after the live tonight is over, I will update in the description on Facebook and also on YouTube the item numbers for all of the items that I use, in case you want to order those specific items and you don't already have them. Okay. The designer series paper that we're working with is the inked Botanicals. This paper is retiring, but I have a pretty good amount of it, so I'm sure that I can fill kits for whoever needs to get one. So we have these 3 layers. On top of that, we're going to place this layer, piece of designer series paper here at the bottom. And then we have this little rectangle cut out from the Deckled Rectangle dies. And I'm going to stamp it with the stamp that says, thinking of you, praying for you, hoping with you. I'm going to stamp that in Lost Lagoon. And I'm stamping it towards the top of the page because I'm going to add a little heart out of the same designer series paper that I die cut with the Radiating Stitches dies. This is also an online exclusive. I think probably a lot of people have overlooked these dies, but they're pretty wonderful. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one together. Okay, and now I'm going to add the designer series paper at the bottom of this panel. This paper's been one of my favorites all along. I like the colors, I like the images in it. So it seemed perfect to use for this stamp set. Okay, now, before I add the sentiment, I'm going to tie a bow with this Lost Lagoon ribbon. And it is also retiring, but again, I believe I have enough. So where I'm going to tie my bow is right at the top of the designer series paper. Let me move some of these things back here. Okay, looks pretty good. I did check, and everything that I'm using tonight is currently available. Because you know when it gets close to new catalog time, things come and go rather quickly. All right, just going to attach that down here at the bottom. Add this to the front of the card. And then get out my trusty dimensionals for the sentiment. All right, and since we have a Lost Lagoon card base, we want to go ahead and add that basic white panel on the inside. And I'm just adding another strip of the designer series paper at the bottom so that it's not just plain. This stamp set doesn't have any imagery, just verbiage. So that's why I decided to go with the designer series paper for the insides. All right. Okay, there's our first card. And also we could take some pearls, iridescent pearls. We could add a couple of those on here too. I think they'd look nice. right, there's our first card. Okay, for our second card, we have a pool party card base. This one says, Cancer sucks, I'm here for you. And then again, on the inside, I just used a piece of the Designer Series paper at the bottom of the basic white panel. So we start out with our pool party base. And then we have a Lost Lagoon panel. And a Designer Series paper panel. Let's see. Yeah, goes like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these, just do this one first. And then I'm going to do the stamping, because if there's anything off, then we'd have to rearrange. I don't want to have to tear too much of it apart. Okay, so for this one, I've got the bottom line is on my block. I'm here for you. And I'm going to stamp that first. Also in Lost Lagoon. And it's nice that this is a photopolymer set, so I can see where I'm placing my stamped image. Okay, I'm there for you. I'm here for you. And then I'm going to take that off. And add my second stamp, which is Cancer Sucks. And add it right above. Okay, and that looks good. And again, this is one of the huge advantages over using photopolymer stamps is you can see where you're going. Okay. I'll set this aside. Add this to my Lost Lagoon panel. And then I'm going to add another piece of that twine, the ribbon rather, except for I'm going to put the bow on the other side. I'm so not a bow tire, so every time it's like an adventure to see what's going to turn out. I've gotten a lot better, but every time I tie one, I just kind of hold my breath. Will never be my favorite thing to do, that's for sure. Okay, move this down a little bit. Maybe make that just a tad smaller. Okay. And then we'll add some adhesive to the back of this panel. And add this to the front of our card. Okay, and then we'll add our white inside, so that whoever is sending this card won't have to write on the colored cardstock. Okay, this one would show up okay, but some of them don't. So whenever I'm not using white, I always try to put a white panel inside. All right, so there's our second card. Next one says, I wish I could make this better. And then on the inside it says, wishing you comfort. I think this one is my favorite. We're starting out with a very vanilla card base. And then we have a Lost Lagoon panel. And then our embossed panel. This embossing folder is the Painted Posies 3D embossing folder. And here's, I mean, it's really a big one. I just used the top part of it for my panel so I would have imagery at the top and on the right-hand side. Okay, then on top of that, we have another Lost Lagoon panel, then a piece of Designer Series paper. And this is a floral image. And then we have 2 deckled triangles that I die cut, and then I'll stamp on that one. Okay, let's put this together. And for this one, we're also going to stamp on the inside. All right, we're ready to start putting the layers on the card. And then we'll add this one over on the side, on the left. Okay, then I'm going to set this aside. And my stamp says, I wish I could make this better. Again, I'm going to stamp in Lost Lagoon. Okay, and actually before I put this away, I'm going to add my inside, which says wishing you comfort. And there's plenty of room for whoever sends this card to write a note. Okay, we'll put this together. I'll add some dimensionals. And just put that right on the front. I love this card. It's really pretty, I think. Okay, last but by no means least, we have this little guy. Hope this is a feeling better kind of day. And then I just have a plain panel in here, but I'm going to go back and add a strip of this Designer Series paper to my sample. So my card base here is Petal Pink. And then I have a Calypso Coral panel and a piece of Designer Series paper. Just a second. You want to go? Okay, go. Sorry, my trusted companion woke up from her nap and had to go. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to the front of the card. All right, now for this one, I'm going to put my, oh, it's all right. I'm going to put my Calypso Coral circle down. And I'm going to stamp on the Petal Pink circle. And I'm stamping this is a feeling better, or hope it's a feeling better kind of day. And I'm going to stamp in Petal Pink. Or I'm sorry. I'm going to stamp in Calypso Coral on Petal Pink. All right. And then I have this strip of the polka dot twine from the latte bundle. I'm first going to add some adhesive to the back of my circle. And then I'm going to add the ribbon. So what I'm going to do is just weave it back and forth. Hang on, I'm going to move it up higher to start. All right. There we go. Now I'll trim off the end. And now I'm going to add some dimensionals. And then we will add it to the card front. We're going to put it right on top of that Calypso Coral circle that we've already adhered. Doesn't that look good? I like that one too. I'm going to add a couple of pearls on this one as well. And I'm going to add my panel to the inside, but first I'm going to cut that extra piece of cardstock or of Designer Series paper to adhere to the bottom of that. Now, let's see if I can find one. Oh, look there. Perfect. Just got to cut it down a little bit. When I do these strips at the bottom, I tend to do them as 3/4 of an inch. And then the length of the panel. So this is 5 inches. So I'll go 3/4 of an inch. You can make them really whatever size you want. This is just my preferred size. All right. Add some adhesive to the back. Add it to the bottom of my panel there. Okay. All right. There. So we made this, and we made this one, and we made this one. So there are the 4 cards that we made this evening. And remember, you can get the kits for these free with your $40 order. And this is a great time to place that order because you will beat the price increases coming on May 1st. So if there's anything you need to stock up on, do it now to avoid those price increases. All right, let's go and take a little sneak peek at the new in colors. Next week, I'll start sharing some other products. First up is Petunia Pop. So these are the Stampin' Blends. I'll just do a line. This is the light. And then this is the dark. Kind of very similar to Berry Burst. Okay, next, let's look at dark and light Peach Pie. Here's the light. I love when we have a light orange, so this makes me happy. And there's the dark Peach Pie. Okay, now let's look at Pretty in Pink. This is a returning color. However, it's been so long, I don't remember it, so I'm glad to have it. There's the light Pretty in Pink. At first glance, it looks similar to Flirty Flamingo, so it's probably a shade of that. And there's the dark Pretty in Pink. Okay, this is light and dark Summer Splash. There's the light. And the dark, very nice. Will complement Pool Party very nicely. And light and dark Shy Shamrock. And I think these colors will complement Shaded Spruce very nicely. Okay, there's the light. That's really pretty. And there's the dark. All right, there's your first look at the new in colors from the Stampin' Blends. Okay, everybody, thanks very much for joining. I hope you have a great weekend. And I know I said orders by Monday, but let's make it Tuesday since today's Friday. So it'll be by Tuesday, April 16th, that night. That's when I'll cut off orders for the free class, okay? All right, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll chat soon. Thanks for joining. Bye now.